You got a lot of people, a lot of materials, man.
What's going on
Anything
here?
you want to say to Striker AC?
I love you, we love you, and oh crap. He's back
I'm
from the
shaking.
grave.
Yeah.
I remember one thing he always told us, Cookies.
What?
You don't want to hear him sing. You will be missed. Rest in peace, bro.
Let's go! I'm done, I can't do this shit anymore, I'm done.
Archaeologist is good too, bro.
He's gone forever!
Obviously, with Striker AC no longer having any perks to help you farm, he's no longer the best hero when it comes to farming. So for today's video, we're going to test out a few different farming loadouts. And the first farming loadout we're going to test out is the one where we have Archaeologist as our commander, because she has the Strike Cost perk, which causes your anti-material charge to only use 19 energy. Usually it costs 45 energy with other Outlanders. So that's going to help us use our AMC a little more often. And we're also going to be using Long Arm of the Law as our team perk, which increases the range of our AMC. And for our support team, we're going to be using Fall in Love Ranger Jonesy, Phase Scout Jess, Flash AC, Fleetfoot Ken, and Recon Scout Jess. And we chose to use these 4 perks to help us get around the map a little bit quicker. And we chose this one to help us get our energy back a little bit quicker so we can use our AMC a little more often. Supply drops is going to help you get materials, and the hover turret is going to help you get kills, which again can help you get energy. So that's why we're using these gadgets, and we're going to test that loadout while playing solo in a private lobby.
Nope. Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
Alright, let's just log out and try to log back in, see if that works. Alright, so without the extra energy boost, you can get a total of 5 anti-material charges before you completely run out of energy. And that's without using any phase shifts. But yeah, you should be able to use about 5 or 6 anti-material charges before you run out. Since we have Fall in Love Ranger Jonesy and our support team, whenever we get kills, it's going to help refill our anti-material charge. So as you see, we're getting energy even though we're actually using our phase shift and our anti-material charge, we're still getting energy. And that's the reason I recommend using the hover turret with this loadout, because that's going to help you get kills while you're farming. And you can just keep using your anti-material charge. You don't have to wait for any type of cooldown. One thing I do like better about this anti-material charge compared to the previous one is that you don't have to wait for a cooldown. With the previous one, the shortest cooldown you could get was 4 seconds with Striker AC, but with this loadout, you can keep going as long as you have energy. It doesn't seem like it travels as far as the previous one did though, or at least it doesn't feel like it. So yeah, in my opinion, definitely one of the best loadouts when it comes to using your anti-material charge, mainly because of that Strike Cost Commander perk. You definitely want to use Long Arm of the Law with this loadout as well, because that increases your range and that's going to help you destroy more items. And out of all of the support team perks that we're using, I would definitely recommend using Fall in Love Ranger Jonesy, because that's going to help you get your energy back and use your anti-material charge more often. Like I said, if you plan on farming solo and you need materials as well as ammo, then you can use the supply drop as one of your gadgets. Alright, so as soon as it goes down to 17, I'm going to farm for 5 minutes. Alright, just turned 17, let's go. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to farm for 5 minutes just to see how many materials we get. I will try to get some kills here and there just to refill our energy. But yeah, we started off with 0 metal, and basically I'm just going to try to farm as much metal as I can for the next 5 minutes. And then we'll compare that with the amount of metal that we got with the other loadouts that we're going to try. I know it's probably not the best way to test, but I did want to get a feel for each of the different loadouts that we're going to test. So we're going to go ahead and farm for 5 minutes and see how much metal we can get. Whenever us spawn in, we will throw up some turrets or teddies to help us get our energy back. And we may also use our pickaxe as well if we're waiting for our energy. Definitely recommend using that Fall in Love Ranger perk if you plan on farming, because it seems like energy is the most important thing, especially with this loadout. I'm trying not to waste too much energy using our phase shift either. But yeah, in my opinion, the anti-material charge is not as bad as I think everyone thinks it is. As you see, we just destroyed 3 cars right there. So it's not as bad as it used to be. I like the fact that there's no cooldown. So you can just punch as much stuff as you want until you run out of energy. Like right here, we don't have to wait. Let's see, okay, we got 1 more minute left. See if we can find some more metal. We'll just go to stone since I can't find any more metal. Go ahead and use stone for the rest. And to make things easy, we're not going to use our supply drop while we test it. We're just going to see how much we get from farming alone. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and see how much stone and metal we get. We sort of ran out of metal in the city. And I didn't want to waste a whole lot of time looking for it. Another thing I sort of need to get used to is not waiting for a cooldown. Oh wait, I just missed it. Alright. What do we have, like 300 brick? Alright, so we had around 1500 metal and around 300 brick in about 5 minutes. The next farming loadout we're going to test is the one where we have Flash AC as our commander, because that decreases our phase shift cooldown, which means we're going to be able to use it more often. For our team perk, we have the 1-2 punch, because we plan on using our phase shift and then our heavy attack with our pickaxe out. And since we have 5 heroes with at least 2 stars or more, it's going to cause our heavy attack to use 100% less energy, which means whenever we phase shift and then use our anti-material charge, our punch isn't going to cost any energy. And I'll show an example of what I mean. You'll be able to get this 1-2 punch team perk after you get Swordmaster Ken. But yeah, we're going to be using the 1-2 punch for our team perk. For our support team, we have Recon Scout Jess, Fall in Love Ranger Jonesy, Fleetfoot Ken, Ambush Buzz, and Phase Scout Jess. And big shout out to Allura, because that's who I first saw using this loadout. I'll be sure to leave a link to the video where I first saw this loadout in the description for those who want to go check it out. But yeah, this is the loadout that we're going to use while testing out Flash AC. And I know that you, Striker AC, changing your name and your outfit ain't fooling nobody. So I guess the first thing I should point out is that the way you want to use them with this loadout is you want to phase shift first.
Wrong!
Oh, that's not it. Oh man. Is you want to phase shift.
Wrong!
Wait, that's not phase shift. Oh man. So the way you want to use Flash AC is you want to phase shift first and then use your anti-material charge, because your phase shift's only going to require 15 energy. And again, since we're using a 1-2 punch, our AMC is not going to use any energy. So again, before you use your anti-material charge, you're going to want to phase shift first, then punch. Phase shift, punch, phase shift, punch, phase shift, punch. And that's how you want to use them. And if you do it this way, technically it's going to cost less energy than it does with Archaeologist, because again, with her it requires 19 energy to use your anti-material charge. But doing it this way, it's only going to cost 15 energy, because it costs 15 for your phase shift and it costs 0 for your anti-material charge. So it is a little bit cheaper this way, but you're not going to be able to use Long Arm of the Law like you can with Archaeologist. So the range isn't going to be as long. Like I said, you will have to use your phase shift before you punch, because if you don't, then your anti-material charge is going to cost a total of 45 energy. And if you did it that way, you'll only be able to punch twice before you completely run out of energy. So although you will have to phase shift before you can punch, it's still going to be a really good loadout because it requires less energy compared to Archaeologists. One thing I'm noticing is that it does feel like I'm getting around the map a lot quicker compared to Archaeologists, because we're always using our phase shift. So I think this loadout may be better when it comes to events that have large maps, because I feel like we're able to get around the map a lot quicker with this loadout. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and farm for 5 minutes using Flash AC and see how many materials we get.
Wrong!
Oh, that's not it. Alright, here we go. Wish us luck, people.
Wish I could.
So I'm definitely feeling the lack of range when it comes to the anti-material charge. But it does feel as though we're able to cover large distances easier with this loadout, because we're constantly using our phase shift before we use our anti-material charge. So I do feel like it's going to be better when it comes to events that have large maps. Should be able to cover large distances and destroy a lot of things pretty easy with this loadout. Let's go ahead and try to use our turret right here so we can get some more energy while we farm. So yeah, definitely recommend putting Fall in Love Ranger Jonesy in your support slot with either of these loadouts that we just used. And look, we're just constantly using our anti-material charge when we're getting kills with it. So if you can get kills, it almost feels like it's better than Striker's anti-material charge because we're using it way more often. We don't have to wait for that cooldown. But yeah, this is actually my first time using the 1-2 punch. Can definitely see why people like it. It's a really good team perk. I do almost feel as though you do have to do a little bit more work for this loadout, only because you have to phase shift, which isn't necessarily a bad thing when it comes to bigger maps like Fortnite. I think we almost got like all the metal pieces, so we may have to start farming for some brick here in a second. Oh, wait, we only got 9 seconds. Oh man. Oh yeah, we definitely did not get as much materials with this loadout. Almost. Alright, so after 5 minutes we got 1400 metal and only 30 brick and 13 wood. So not as much metal as our previous loadout, but it's still a really good farming loadout in my opinion. And the last loadout we're going to try is the one where we have Pathfinder Jess as our commander, because that's going to increase our pickaxe damage by 50%. We're also going to be using our anti-material charge as well, so I decided to go ahead and use the 1-2 punch, so that way whenever we phase shift, our punch won't require any energy. And we're going to be using the same support team and gadgets that we used with Archaeologist. Another thing that sort of puts this loadout at a disadvantage is that the cooldown's a little bit longer compared to Flash ACs. And see, look, right there we actually just ran out of charges. Phase shift charges, which I didn't do with the other 2 loadouts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and farm for 5 minutes with Pathfinder Jess and see how many materials we get. First, we're going to start off with our 1-2 punch.
Landing site spotted. Nice find. Any attacks from the storm's creatures could corrupt the data.
Get as many materials with our anti-material charge as we can. Look, we're still running out of charges. And when we run out of charges, I think we'll go ahead and start using our pickaxe. Let our energy build up a little bit. Seems like we have more than enough energy, but we're running out of charges. But again, whenever we run out of charges, we'll just start using our pickaxe. Definitely feels like we're pressing more buttons with this loadout compared to the other 2. And obviously we're using our pickaxe more compared to the other 2. Just like with Flash AC, if you're using the 1-2 punch with this loadout, you're not going to get that long arm of the Law Team perk, which helps you destroy more stuff with every punch. But looks like we're getting some pretty good material so far. Oh wow, we're actually doing really good with this loadout. A lot better than I expected. I guess because we're getting like best of both worlds, you know what I mean? You get to use your anti-material charge often, and you have a really good pickaxe for when you're waiting for a cooldown. So this is actually a really good loadout as well, people. Oh wow, we got 1800 metal on this one. Yeah, okay, I think we're done. That's it. All right. So we got 1800 metal with 50 brick and 30 wood with this loadout. So we actually did a lot better with this loadout than I thought we were gonna do. But like I said, we did have to use our pickaxe a lot more within those 5 minutes to get those materials. So it did kind of feel like we had to work a little bit harder compared to Archaeologist. So yeah, after testing these 3 different loadouts, I would consider Archaeologist to be the best, mainly because I prefer using anti-material charge over the pickaxe. So that's probably the loadout I'm going to use when it comes to farming solo and private missions. But I feel like you can perform just as well, if not better, using Pathfinder Jess. And that Flash AC loadout we used seemed like it was a pretty good loadout as well. But yeah, these are the results that we got after testing out these 3 different farming heroes. Let me know what kind of farming loadouts you all were able to come up with, and let me know what you think about these results. Anyways, I hope y'all found this video useful, and thanks for watching.